Hi, I'm Johnny and you're watching the Hexy Beast, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the digital version of one of the games in the Dungeons & Dragons adventure series, The Tomb of Annihilation. So, without much further ado, let's get downstairs to the PC then, shall we? So this is Dungeons & Dragons Tales from Candlekeep, Tomb of Annihilation, which is basically a digital adaptation of one of the Dungeons & Dragons adventure series board games. And for the sake of my playthrough, I'm just going to resume my current game and play one of the side missions. As you level up and as you play through the game, you will start here, and then eventually you will unlock more missions and side missions, other little ones, etc. You start with only a few characters, but I've unlocked more. But the mission we're going to be playing today is this one here, Monster Safari. Some people like to collect things like weapons, paintings, or even hats. However, some like to collect skulls. Lucky for you, these people can't get them on their own. So anyway, let's just start quest and I'll talk you through the character selection. So I could take everyone with me, but that would just make for a long game. So for the sakes of the demonstration, I'm just going to take Artus Kimber, who's a human ranger, and Dragonbait, who's a Sauriel paladin. I'll just give you a quick overview of the characters. Each character will have an armor stat, which basically says where you have to roll to cause damage to it. We have the HP stat, which is pretty self-explanatory. We have the speed stat, which tells you how many squares you can move as part of your move action. And we have a surge value, which we probably won't make use of, but if you were to die during the mission, you will use up one of your health surges, and this would be the amount of HP you would have when you revive, basically. As well as that, each character will have a set of at-will powers, utility powers, and daily powers. The main difference between these three is that you can use at-will powers every turn if you choose to. Same with utility powers, but these are not attacks, these are more like passive buffs, or like shields, for example. And then you have 3 daily powers, which you can only use one throughout the game, and you can only use it once in the game. You do get a choice between a couple of at-will powers for most characters. I'm going to take Careful Shot because it's worth having a bit of ranged in the party, as Dragonbait, as you can see, he's not really got much ranged attack, so he only has 1 daily power. So without much further ado, shall we just get on with it? Loading. So basically, the way this game is played is that there are 3 phases. You will have a hero phase, which is basically where the player takes actions. You will then have an encounter phase, which is how you would reveal tiles. You would then have the exploration phase, you would have the exploration phase first, then you would have an encounter phase where you would roll a die and resolve an encounter, and then you would have an enemy phase where any enemies you discovered would then move and attack themselves. So, shall we just get on with it? I'm just going to explore this tile here. So I've taken my move action for this turn, but I have an action left, but there's no point in using it. So I'm just going to advance to the next phase. As you see, the exploration phase will happen, and we put a tile down. We also discovered this enemy here, which I'm trying to find the name of, but I can't remember for the life of me. Anyway, we're just going to use Dragonbait now to go adjacent to it, and if we place it in this square, we should be able to explore when the phase changes. So Dragonbait is now going to do his at-will power of Holy Avenger. Dragonbait's sword is a powerful magic weapon that causes great damage to unnatural foes. Attack one adjacent monster. This attack deals 1+ damage against the undead. As you can see, it's an 11+ attack with damage of 3, and it costs 1 action. So we'll just try that now. This tells us the range, which is handy. And we're going to try Holy Avenger, and then a dice will roll on the screen. And we're just going to press the spacebar to stop the dice. Ooh. I'm glad I'm leveled up, otherwise that wouldn't have done much. Okay, so now we've killed that enemy, we're going to move into the exploration phase again. And this is one of the things that's different from the board game. In the digital version of the game, we have these puzzle tiles, which if you look up here, there are patterns behind here to solve so that you could get a chest. So I'm going to try and figure this one out. We're going to try to do it live. Right, so what have we got here? I think, looking at what I see, it's probably this one. So we're just going to get someone to stand on there and see what happens. I was right. That's good. So we'll set him up here, ready for next turn to open the chest. And this is where I was on about encounters. So what happens here is that we'll roll this dice, and whatever comes up on it, we'll get an encounter related to it. Higher numbers usually mean good things, lower numbers usually mean very bad things. So let's just see what happens, shall we? Smack in the middle. Okay, so we've got Dark Influence. Says no exploration. Each hero on or adjacent ambush site takes damage. So if we look at sites, they would be glowing, like this little glowing thing by here is an ambush site. But luckily, because no one's adjacent to it, we wouldn't want to spend one of our adrenaline, which builds up here as we take turns at the bottom, to negate it, because none of us are actually near enough to actually take damage from this. So we'll just advance it. Okay, I'm assuming that you're starting to see how things work a little bit now, so I'm going to start playing a bit faster. I'm going to go straight into exploration phase. Ah, that's lucky. We got another encounter, but this one was a 2. Meteor shower. Oof. I think I'm going to use one of my adrenaline this time. So I negate that, and now it's back to Artemis Heroes phase. So we open the chest, and we receive an It's Quiet, which I basically choose the monster or encounter category. The next chosen category will be automatically cancelled unless it's a villain. I'm going to go for encounter. And then we're going to move him over to this trap. I'm going to explain how traps work in a second. So the encounter was interrupted, and now we're going to move Dragon Bait up to a trap to show you how it's resolved. Once you go next to a trap, you'd basically click it, and then you roll another dice. As you can see in this one, it's going to be versus 10. Oh, I was lucky. So now we've disarmed the trap, and he's used both his action and his movement for this turn. Now for the encounter. Roll a 5. Okay, biting aims at each hero within 1 tile. I think we're going to interrupt this one as well. Now back to the hero phase. Okay, so we're going to move here and just explore the tile ahead. Oh, a Velociraptor. Interesting. It's only got 1 health, so it's not going to pose a problem. So Dragonbait's turn now. We're going to walk through, and we're going to do the Holy Avenger again, which should just take it out nice and easy, thanks to my high speed. So now we've got another It's Quiet. So we're going to be able to cancel another encounter. And the mission is complete. As you can see, it was a very, very short mission. At the end of a mission, you'll get given the rewards you picked up. So in this case, we picked up 4 chests, and inside these chests are usually crafting components of some sort, which is useful, as we'll hopefully be able to show you now. As you can see, we completed all the Battery Warriors and Velociraptors. We did it on normal. It only took us 5 minutes, but this was just a side mission. So we gained 132 gold, we got 4 treasures, and we only explored 4 tiles. Like I said, I've been really enjoying this game, as you can see, luckily for us. Now, Mr. Kimbo up here is due an upgrade, and it'll highlight that for us. So as we go through the game, we'll be able to upgrade different elements of our character. Certain upgrades give us different abilities and stat increases, basically. So right now, I can build this crafting recipe here, which is the hard leather quiver. So we would need 20 of those, 50 of those, and 750 gold. And I think we've got all of it: a stone, leather, crystal, and the money. Yes. So I'm just gonna craft this hard leather quiver, which will give him a +1 speed, which basically means he'll be able to move an extra space each turn. So now I'm just gonna play one more game of this, so that we can do it quickly. So I can just show you just how simple it gets sometimes. Should we go something a bit harder? Let's have a look. Got disarm traps. No, that'll just take too long. Escape the death curse. That's an interesting one. Exploration. Yes, we'll do an exploration. So we'll start this one, and we're just going to run through it quickly. I'm going to add the characters this time, and we're going to keep everything set up the same as it was. And let's get going. Like I said, I've been really enjoying this game. I think it's a great way to introduce some non-gamers to certain board games as well. I've been playing The Legend of Drizzt, and I've been finding that really enjoyable, and it's one of the things that's kept me playing this. So now I'm going to try and play it full speed, so that you can see exactly what's going on. So we've just entered the exploration phase, followed by the hero phase for the next guy. Next guy's going to come in, he's going to disarm this trap. He only got a 3, so it's going to trigger. Ouch, that's unfortunate. Okay, so that trap's triggered, we end this phase, we do an encounter, which is 14, let's see what happens. Spawn a monster on the closest empty ambush site, I think that's fine for us. Okay, so we've got a monster to deal with, which, because it's the villain phase, is going to attack. It was a critical hit on Dragonbait, that's not fun. We're just going to explore the next tile, seeing as this is an exploration mission. As you can see, we've got a lot more combat this time. These dummies that show up, they will, the enemy will attack them before they attack you, basically. So now we're in a place where we might actually want to think about doing some damage. I am going to place the purple character here, and we're just going to do a quick attack on this, and it should enable us to explore the next tile as well. So I just made that was a 6+6. Okay, so we killed the monster, the little goblin thing. We've also got the raptors up here still, another one. So we're just going to choose which treasure we pick up. I'm going to take the Eyes of Mind Scene. Okay, so we're going to advance the phase now. We're moving on. We've got a zombie here, and of course another dummy to take a hit for us. It's got toughness. Oof. And toughness basically means attacks on 4 squares or more deal 1 less damage to the shot on zombie. So he takes 1 less damage from each attack we do. So we're going to move this guy here, I think. Because I have a plan. We're going to use... Oh, not quite. Oh, I made a mistake. I miscalculated my ranged. So I'm just going to end my turn next to him and do the encounter. That's one thing that I found a problem with, is it doesn't let you undo your turns if you make a simple mistake like that. So anyway, let's have a look. Choose a hero with the fewest HP and spawn a monster adjacent to that hero. I think we'll take it. We'll just see how many monsters we can deal with, shall we? So anyway, let's just smack something. What are we going to smack? We are going to smack this guy. For 8+11 against 13, so that's easily dealt with. Gain a chest of gold. Always nice. We like gold. Gold is good. So let's see what's on this tile. We've now explored 4 out of 10 tiles. As you can see, it can be played very quickly digitally compared to the physical game. We're gonna avoid that one because we don't like stunned or disadvantage. We've got some traps to deal with. I think we need to handle this raptor though, so we're going to use his. I'm not going to try and pronounce that, but it's basically attacks 1 adjacent monster with a +10. So there we go. It's no problem. Taking easy. Seize the moment. Nice. Okay, so we're going to go here. Target a trap just for fun. And we've got another tile and some more enemies. Okay, so the way this works is that each character is actually in control of certain enemies in the board game, but in the digital version, I think just all certain enemies will just attack. We're going to try and take this guy out with this spell. 6+13 versus 16. Did alright. And we got another healing potion. Healing potions are fun. Okay, so we're just going to move him to the edge of this tile as well, so we get another exploration. As you can see, these side missions are quite fun, and they're quite nice little quick crawls. We're going to attack this zombie here for 11+6 against the 14. Remember his armor, but it doesn't really matter because of the attack. We're also going to take the copper that was left behind. And now we're going to move to another tile to explore. We've now got 7 out of 10 done. We've rolled a 13 there for our encounter, so luckily we can negate because she has a special ability which allows her to suppress magic and other spellcasters in the area, so we're going to use this. Oh, taking a hit, he missed though. Okay, the raptor hit me, And now we are going to move to destroy the raptor, I think, for this turn. 8 plus 12, it's pretty easy. Like I said, I've leveled these characters up for later on in the game. If you were to pick up an item and you've already got a full inventory of 5, you can choose to replace an item or scrap the item. I scrapped it there and I got some steel. And that was handy for me actually. So now we're going to move on to encounter phase, and we roll a 1. This is never good. Takichiro. Okay, we're gonna negate that one, I think, with some adrenaline. There's a nice chest over there for us though. Oof, choices. In fact, I'm just going to bring him over the edge here. As you can see with the yellow square, that means where I'd have to use 2 of my actions to move. And we got another puzzle square. It basically means if we pick the right chest, we get something good. If we pick the wrong one, we get something bad. But for now, I'm just going to use this produce flame, and we're just going to hit. For 19, we got advantage, so we'd roll 2 dice and get the best number. But it only did 2 damage. So we're just going to move over to the edge. Didn't quite finish it off. That's going to be our 9th tile. So now all we got to do is get someone to an edge of a tile, and we will win the scenario. I deliberately haven't been playing any story scenarios because I just didn't want to spoil any of the bosses or just ruin some of the fun bits of the game. So we're just going to disarm this trap, and hopefully on the next turn, after the encounter, we will get a success. Use another adrenaline. Yeah, you can tell I've played this game a bit. And then we're just going to move here, and we'll reveal the tile. And that should be that. Okay, so that was an exploration mission where you were trying to get so many tiles. And basically, I really enjoy this game. It's pretty good, to be honest. I've played it enough to want to keep playing it, and it does give you a full campaign. I'm not sure how similar it is to the physical version, but based on what I've played of other games in the adventure series, it seems pretty good to me. So shall we see if anyone gets an upgrade after this mission? So, nope, no upgrades. Well, first of all, I'm just going to go back up to the shelf, and we're just going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, and it's been a pleasure. Okay, so that was my quick playthrough / impressions video of the Tomb of Annihilation. If you like what you see, please feel free to smash the subscribe button up there and check out another one of my videos up here. Thanks for watching, and most of all, stay hexy everyone!